This is a Windows Phone 7 game review of I Love Katamari, which is an Xbox Live title and available in the marketplace for $6.99. This popular game came to Windows Phone 7 just a few days ago, actually yesterday, and it's pretty good. Has some slow load speeds here though. So in this game, there's 8 different sceneries here. Like, let's take the park, or actually let's go with the town for example. And then in each of those there's the story mode, time attack mode, exact size challenge mode, and eternal mode. So in this game you play this little character that rolls this ball around, and then you can collect things by rolling over them. And then it kind of forms into one big snowball of items. And so you have to keep on rolling around and collect enough things so that your ball gets bigger and bigger, and then is finally able to pick up like the biggest things in the world. Eventually you'll be able to pick up entire buildings. So there's those 4 different level types. There's the story mode, which if you can beat them all in one try, that'll take you 40 minutes. And the time attack mode, which will take about 35 minutes. And the exact size challenge mode, which could take you 30 minutes or even a lot longer. Because in that mode you have to make your ball of stuff exactly a certain size, like 1 meter in diameter, but it doesn't tell you how big it is, so you have to kind of guesstimate it and then hope that you're correct, otherwise you have to redo it. And Eternal mode, which lets you just keep on playing however long you want. If you combine these modes, the first 3 will give you almost 2 hours of gameplay if you beat them all on your first try. Now that was really tough for me. I've spent probably just over 2 hours in the story mode alone. So then once you feature in the Eternal mode, you're going to get even a lot longer gameplay. So it's pretty good. And you got all these different levels to choose from that make a big difference on the gameplay. Now the controls, well, they're not the best. You control it by tilting your phone and using the accelerometer, and you can kind of touch the screen to move left and right, although that honestly didn't help that much, I think. And there is an on-screen button to turn around, which is useful, but there's points when the controls just don't work well at all. Plus, there's no way to calibrate the controls, so you're always going to have to play in a sitting position with the screen at a certain angle. The visuals are pretty good. They're actually, yeah, they're good. They're a bit pixelated possibly, but you don't really notice that when you're playing. And it looks like a pretty nice 3D world. However, there's some points, for example like when you get an achievement sometimes, or just even random points in the game, when the frame rate will completely lag and it'll freeze up for a little part. And when you're going against the clock, that little freeze of a few seconds makes a big difference. The music in the game is fabulous. There's a different soundtrack for each of the 8 levels that you play through. And it's really nice music, it fits it perfectly, and it's pretty cool. It kind of has a little story. There's like that god thing that orders you to find this cat and stuff like that. And it's a bit comical, but it definitely gets really repetitive because it says the exact same things and all it does is just repeat or change some words. So that's nothing special. But you've also got your achievements here to work through, and there's the leaderboards, of course, where you can compete with your friends. So I Love Katamari is a pretty cool game, and it runs pretty nicely on Windows Phone, but the controls are actually kind of frustrating to a point where sometimes it becomes not that much fun to play. Otherwise, it does everything really well. If you're a fan of I Love Katamari, you can find it in the marketplace for $6.99. Subscribe to WM Power users to catch all the latest reviews.